Man, you know how something be so good you can't let go of it. I really think that's what this is, man. We had to dive back into a part two of this podcast, man. This black dude McConaughey, man. Let's go. Yeah. It's black dude McConaughey, man. We back up in this thing. We back up in this thing. You know what I'm saying? I just kind of want to get into a little bit of what happened in Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? So like I say, my room was dope. It was just like, you know, if you was in the hood, you know, if you from H-Town and, you know, familiar with Bissonnette, it was kind of like that area, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't bad. It was very quiet, very rural. The one thing that I noticed about the town is that it's very quaint. There's still a lot of energy down there that screams racial tension, but it's not explosive. So it's not like you will see anything bad happening, you know, while you're down there. At least you pray you don't. You know, you pray you don't walk into no bad situation. So before sundown, you know, me and my dude, you know, he's like, hey, I'm hungry. We gonna go get us something to eat before sundown. And then, you know, we gonna shut down. You know, him and his sons, they had their room. I had my room. You know what I'm saying? And so we had went and grabbed a bite. Well, I was like, you know, I'm gonna go get the lay of the land. I jumped out on foot and I started walking around. And as I'm walking, you know, my instincts immediately led me toward the chicken. So shout out to Popeyes out in Macomb, Mississippi. They had an all-black female staff at Popeyes. And everybody was really, really nice and really, really friendly and just really, really cool. And they were hospitable, man. And it was just like, you just don't get that in your city. You feel me? I ain't really just had that here in Houston. You know what I'm saying? You go to most Popeyes out here. You know, they rude, they raunchy, they raw. You know what I'm saying? They handle you funny. You know what I'm saying? I'm just tagging people in the convo right now while we doing this thing because I want people to jump in, man. I want to get some feedback. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. It was beautiful though. Got up the next morning, you know, was trying to prepare a podcast while I was out there, and it wouldn't, you know, the spirit wouldn't allow me to just get my focus on like that. I was too focused on, you know, what music I had to prepare for the following days that I was gonna have to minister to the people. And so the next morning, you know, it was the Sabbath, and you know, we hit the flow. We start bleeding the block. You know what I'm saying? There was a funeral that we attended. It was his grandmother's funeral, and so, you know, in support of the big homie, you know what I'm saying, I definitely went. And this lady, man, his grandmother, she was a big deal out in Mississippi, to where I had never seen so many city officials and so many police officers and so many decorated officials, that's the word I'm gonna use, come out and be at this woman's funeral. It was at a really big church. It was at Mount Zion Baptist Church. So shout out to Mount Zion out in Magnolia. I believe that was Magnolia. Yeah, it was Mount Zion Baptist Church out in Magnolia. And it was a really big funeral. It was a really big layout. The music was really beautiful. There was a police captain that actually got up and he began to sing this song, and it was so beautiful. And you know, I'm gonna just keep it a buck, man. I don't really have a whole lot of admiration for law enforcement to some degree, but I have a respect for them because they have a job to do. And though there are crooked police officers, some of them are not crooked. And so some of the people that I met and actually shook hands with and fellowship with, these were people who were community. You know what I'm saying? They looked out for each other, and whether it was black or white, they just all looked out for each other. And though there's racial tension and there's a lot of racial energy, you know, to see people actually come together and build off of, you know, somebody's passing, it wasn't a sad occasion. I can honestly say that. It wasn't an occasion where there was a whole lot of tears. This woman had served in her community for over 40 years in her church and in her community, to where the mayor had came out of the city, the state officials that couldn't be there sent letters of condolences to the family. They gave this woman's family plaques. She was a really big deal. And if we go behind the scenes, then we say that the scriptures say a good name is better than precious ointment. And this woman left a good name in her passing, you know what I'm saying? And so after the funeral, the police officers were the pallbearers, the police chiefs and the captains and all the decorateds carried her casket out to the hearse, and then everybody followed the procession to the family plot, which was the size of a football field. And I am not exaggerating by a long shot. This was actually a field where you can play 12-man football. Each team has enough room to throw some touchdowns and score some points. It was big, and I'm not making light of death. I'm not making light of a funeral or anything but this was a homegoing for a woman who had served faithfully in her community and who had served God faithfully. So I have no problem standing up and bigging that up. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna big it up. I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Again, I just want to say that the time while I was out there, the people was so hospitable, man. They ain't know me from a can of paint, and I just had access to whatever I wanted as far as food, drinks. I really didn't talk to a whole lot of the family, but I did meet a couple of the family members outside of it. Like I met Malachi's mother. I met his sons. I met a couple of his cousins. One of his cousins that I met, her name was La Princess, and she actually lives in the Houston area. And so kind of fellowshipping with her and learned about, you know, how she wound up moving to Houston, and her interest for wanting to get out of the city because of so much that was going on, and she didn't want her children to grow up around that. And so you got to respect that. You feel what I'm saying? So that Saturday night, I went back to my room and just kind of was in my zone. You know what I'm saying? I still wanted to do a podcast, and I just couldn't get in my spirit to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I wound up, you know, kind of studying in the Word for a little bit and meditating in the Word. And I went to sleep, and we woke up that morning, and it was an early morning, grabbed a quick continental breakfast, and then shot to the first church. And it was a small gathering, but it was a very small gathering to the degree where there was enough people to fellowship and be in the Most High's presence. And so excuse me, we got it in. I played the drums and, you know what I'm saying, posted it on live because I wanted my people back home to see, you know, that I'm active and that this is what we're doing. You know, we ministering through music. I wound up ministering through songs. So I wound up singing to the people. They were blessed by the music. I've been invited to come back and actually break bread with them again. And so I'm going back, man. All praises to the Most High to be able to fellowship with people and eventually be able to share with them the true message, because at some point I have to give my testimony. And so I went to another church, me and Brother Malachi, and again, this is all his people. And so we're sharing the word with them. And I actually gave my testimony and was singing praises with them, and actually met the pastor of the church, who is actually the police chief captain of Macomb. And it was just dope. It was very awesome just to be in the presence of everybody and be able to fellowship. Was talking to the ladies out there about marriage and the importance of being the women of Proverbs 31, and to try to attain the man of Psalms 112. And so was well received. Again, all praises to the Most High, all esteem to the risen King for just being able to bring the word out. We also did Blaze the Streets that Saturday night. We also did Blaze the Streets, where we went out to a part of Macomb, Mississippi, me and the Elder Malachi, and we went out and we brought the word out to the people. You know what I'm saying? It was all over the place, and just people were passing by, and we were holding up the gospel, and we were bringing out the gospel in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Man, we just getting it in right now, just doing the thing, man. And I'm just happy and blessed that I was able to make it back home before I was supposed to be home. And so I was able to, have that time to spend with my family and chill, man. And so once again, like I say, I'm extremely grateful for being able to go share the word with God's people, man. And so it's really all about. It's not about me trying to jump out here and just go sing and rap and do all that old whoop-de-whoop. It's about the fact that the Most High gave me an opportunity to have a forum now to reach out to his people. It's not about my forum. It's about the forum that he's going to select for me to be the messenger. And so what they did was they looked way past how I looked and were able to still be blessed by what was coming from me. And so the scriptures say, he that believeth on me, the scriptures have said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. And so we were able to super soak the masses, you know what I'm saying? And it just felt really good to be able to share that and talk about it. And it was a little bit of a bittersweet departure. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I was ready to leave yet. I still felt like there could have been more work to do, and there could have been more fellowshipping involved, but at the same time, everything happens the way that the Most High designed it. It is not my design. I'm just extremely grateful to be a part of the whole ministry. It's not my ministry, it's his ministry. But through the ministry, I have testimony, and I'm going to share it with the people. And whenever we have a good report, I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to share it with you, and I'm going to share it with everybody, because I want everybody to know that the Most High, his hand is over everything. He is in control. He reigns supreme. He's the one that makes this happen. All of this is brought to you by the Most High. You get what I'm saying? From whom all blessings flow. You know what I'm saying? And so we just own it, we in it, and we at it, man. This is the Elephant in the Room podcast. This is yours truly, the boy with the North, your host with the most, Black Dude McConaughey. And I'm just rocking, man, you know what I'm saying? And just happy to be back. Got a little information about the city I was visiting, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to Pike County, shout out to Macomb, Mississippi, shout out to Jackson, Mississippi, shout out to Magnolia, Mississippi, shout out to the state of Mississippi in the whole, man. Y'all deserve a little bit of recognition right now because, again, man, y'all brought a little dude out from Houston, Texas, man, and showed him a lot of love, man, a lot of stuff. And so I'm just happy to be back in the mix. And it's the Elephant in the Room podcast. And I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I have a YouTube channel that I post the link in my Facebook and in my Instagram. I have an Instagram. I have a Facebook too. So I'm even on Israel on Facebook, and I'm even on Israel on Instagram. And you can check out my YouTube channel that have all the podcasts. Make sure you check them out. Please tune in. Please come check it out. Come show love. Come break bread. We building. Shout out to Mind Culture. Shout out to Tassel Gang. Shout out to Diag out in H-Town. Shout out to Peasy. Shout out to everybody that's riding for the spirit and for the truth and for the cause of the Most High and for nothing else. It is yours, Black Dude McConaughey. And I'm showing y'all nothing but love every time we sit down at the table, break bread. I guarantee you better have your peanuts because the elephant in the room. I'm telling you right now. You feel me? Elephant in the room. Black Dude McConaughey, we out. Oh, one more thing. I gotta give a big shout out to my big homie Abdullah. 1357. I am Israel. No division. Shout out to Maccabees Alliance Council. Shout out to AOC. Shout out to HOI. Shout out to GOCC. Shout out to Lost Found Israelites. Shout out to everybody that is moving and grooving for the cause of the Most High. That's it, that's all. You feel what I'm saying? We in this thing and we building, man. It's the Elephant in the Room podcast. It's none other than your boy Black Dude McConaughey, man. We out.